Lot to talk about this hour and for the rest of the day is we have just gotten a briefing this morning from Governor Tim Walz and other officials talking about the situation in the Superior National Forest and in the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness, where 17 active fires continue to burn, 3 of them inside the BWCA, 55,000 acres. Is what the current estimate is on the scope of this. Pretty large. Let's go right up to Ely, where Soyoung Kim has been covering those wildfires and joining us now with the latest. Soyoung, good to see you. We heard from the governor. Kind of give us an update here of everything that they ran down and what you're seeing. Obviously a pretty smoky, hazy day up there.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, we're here in Ely. We're about 20 miles south of one of the larger fires, which is the Bear Trap Fire. 2 fires had combined there. In the official briefing we just received minutes ago, there's 17 current active wildfires in the northern Minnesota area, 3 specifically in the Boundary Waters, a combined total of more than 55,000 acres burning right now. And as you can see in Ely, again, we're miles away from the nearest active fire, but it's 11 a.m. and it feels like nighttime all around. It started becoming a little bit more smoky yesterday. We started smelling it and seeing it in the air. Right now, I don't think the camera's probably picking it up with the definition, but there's ash flying around everywhere. It really is almost a little bit hard to breathe out here. You could definitely feel it ingesting here into my lungs as I take breaths. People walking around are covering their nose and mouths with some makeshift tissues. And Lake County, St. Louis County up here, they are under a certain level of evacuation orders. A lot of, obviously, we know as of yesterday, the Boundary Waters, they're under a full closure, which is rare. It's been more than 5 years since their last closure in 2021, and it was only the 3rd time ever. So right now, it still is an all hands on deck effort for multiple agencies. The Forest Service, obviously, you know, the Boundary Waters is a massive remote area. They're trying to contact everyone still out in the wilderness, coordinating with public and private efforts. We also spoke with some of the outfitters here in town who are contacting everyone that they've sent out. They're also busy making calls to emergency contacts for any campers that they outfitted. So that's the situation out here. I don't think it's something that'll be resolved anytime soon. For now, that peacetime emergency has been extended, and the Boundary Waters, the closure right now is at least until Friday. From the conversations and the activity out here, a lot of the locals here expect that to be extended as well.
You know, since you're up there, let me ask you this in terms of the feeling. We can see what it looks like there, you know, and you mentioned the ash in the air, but what's it feel like? I mean, what's good, I guess, the mood around the Ely area? What's the level of, I guess, I don't want to, panic's not the right word, but what's the level of sort of emergency mentality here among the people in that area? Can you get a sense of that?
Sure, I think it ranges a little bit, but there definitely is concern. One of the outfitters I spoke with, they've been here kind of on the edge of town for nearly 3 decades. I think she says she's been in business for 27 years, and this is a rare occurrence. They've been through wildfires. Obviously, it's seasonal, but something to this effect where she's getting calls from family members of groups that they had sent out over the weekend and over the last couple days. They are on high alert. We also spoke with a gentleman who his parents' home on the north side of Ely along the lake, they're not under a go now or go evacuation order just yet. They're a bit in a standby order, but he says his dad is disabled and they're a little bit slow moving. So as a precaution, they're also heading out of town. So the atmosphere here is there's definitely everyone's on high alert. Everyone's trying to be cautious and just trying to stay safe through this emergency right now.
And lastly, I want to ask you about the weather. It looks like there's maybe some rain moving into that area. I mean, any sense of anyone say what impact that might make? I mean, obviously it's going to make some impact, but I mean, is this enough rain that it could help, or is this not enough?
We haven't heard any updates of kind of how this weather or a potential rain could really help in the firefight. So we haven't heard that it would make a significant difference at this time. What I can tell you is from when we came into town yesterday afternoon, it was a lot hotter. Right now, it has cooled down a bit. I don't know if the thick cloud of smoke might contribute to a little bit of that cover too from the sun. But overall conditions right now, it does feel slightly cooler. No word on if any chance of rain or this change in conditions will really help the firefight. We know in the remote areas where a lot of the fires are burning, authorities and fire crews are saying the dry vegetation really still remains a challenge through the firefight to this point.
Yeah, I know that they mentioned today that they expect that fires may continue to be a threat up there until the snow falls, actually. Soyoung, thanks so much for the time there, and very, I guess, you can see from the atmosphere around you what it is like up there in terms of the smoke. All right, appreciate it.